Retro Rewind. Retro Rewind. One-on-one.
And we're sitting here talking to our Artist of the Month, Curt Smith from Tears for Fears, our good friend who's one of the first artists that we ever had on the show back 10 years ago when we started. Now, Curt, you've got a great new CD that's out right now, and I see that you're allowing fans to copy, distribute, and perform the album's songs so long as, you know, the users are doing it in a non-commercial and properly credited way. Now, this is a topic that's a pretty big debate among artists and labels. How did you arrive at your decision to do this?
Well, there's a thing called Creative Commons, and it's the first time it's really happened. I mean, they've been around for a good few years now, but what they did was they got a bunch of effectively music business legal scholars together and created a legally binding contract that you can just download for free. And it's very simple. I mean, the whole problem with when you give permission to use songs or other people want to use your songs is the steps they have to go through to do it, which is a record company, whoever it may be. I mean, in this case with my solo album, I own it, so it's a bit different. But I'd rather say to people up front, this is how you can use it. As a, you know, the amount of emails I used to get of, can I use it for my high school graduation? Can I use it for this documentary I'm doing, which we're not making money of? So I'd rather set the rules up front and let people know, which is what Creative Commons allows you to do. It's, you know, simply you can go to creativecommons.com and you can find out, you know, what you can do with my record, and basically you can do anything you like as long as you're not making money from it. And if you're, and it's credited to me. If you're making money, obviously that's a different thing. But if people are using it not for profit, then as long as they credit where the music came from, then it's fine. It really doesn't matter to me. I mean, it really, you know, contracts a lot of the time are really to stop people profiting off of something you own. And if in this way, it's just saying, as long as you don't profit, you can use it.
You know, and of course that could help your music. You know, it's a promotional tool. You know.
No, absolutely. And also, it seems silly that you know, I read stories about people that were doing, you know, like documentaries in high school and using someone's music and getting sued by a record company. What's the point? They're not making money, and all they're doing is actually promoting the artist in the end anyway. But they were being sued because, you know, record companies were very protective of what they own. And it made no sense to me, so I wanted to set the ground rules from the get-go with this new record.
And not a lot of people are doing this, so maybe you're starting something that's, you know, something that will happen and become popular down the road.
Well, I would hope so, because it seems that it's such a simple thing, because, you know, Creative Commons, it doesn't cost you anything to do it. You can go there, and literally it will give you a form, and you can click on the bits you permit, click on the bits you don't, and then it will download the license for you, and you can print it. And, you know, it's so easy, and it doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to hire a lawyer for it. It makes the whole system a lot simpler, so it would make sense for most people to go to Creative Commons and realize what they do.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your new CD, the title of the new album, Halfway Pleased. Now, that, to me, that would seem to indicate that you're happy with where you are in life. Would you say the same?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've said a few times, like happy. I don't know whether I'd use happy as opposed to content, which is probably a more accurate description. The album, there's a track on the album called Halfway Pleased, which is the other side of it. I love wordplay. So Halfway Pleased can be one of those things, which is the song title, which is about my mother. I'm halfway pleased. Whereas as the album title, it's halfway, pleased. Comma being important, and the halfway meaning I'm halfway through life and I'm pleased about where I'm at. So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty content where I am. Yeah.
Well, you know, this album's a slight departure from the Mayfield album from '98, which I really loved, by the way. And I think at the time you helped. I was managing the outfield. You helped us get hooked up with, I think, Zero Disc at the time. We followed your lead on that. But now you started this album back 2000, right? And then you kind of put it on hold because you and Roland got back together, and then you revisited it a few years ago, right?
I think I started, trying to think of when I started the writing process. The writing process must have been 2000, because 2, which is about my then 2-year-old daughter, had to be written in 2001. And then what happened was we were sort of halfway through writing and recording, myself and Charlton. And then Ronan approached me to do another Tears for Fears record. So then it got put on the back burner because, we agreed to do a record together and I had to devote my time to that. And then we did that, went on tour for a few years, and then I came back and finished the record, mixed it, I guess, a year and a half ago now.
Now let's go ahead and play a cut off that new CD, Halfway Pleased. It's a song that Julian Lennon has actually picked as one of his favorites on the album. It's a duet with an artist called So, 7 of Sundays. Julian Lennon's pick off Curt Smith's latest CD, Halfway Pleased. It's on Retro Rewind.
Retro Rewind!